ready. Let me prepare myself. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Say no.
So goofy. Today, I'm interviewing the husband, this guy. So, we are almost, exactly 30 days from our first anniversary. We'll be married for a whole year. Wow.
It's kind of exciting.
Yeah,
It's only a year, but it feels like a lifetime, like it's longer.
definitely. So, I don't got that many questions. Maybe depending on your answers, I might have more.
Yeah.
But so
Q&A.
the the first Q&A question is, how did you know I was gonna be your wife?
How did I know that you was gonna be my wife?
Yeah, did you just meet me and was just like, I
I
gotta marry
just,
her?
I just like fuck it, might as well. It ain't nothing else out there for me. It's like no. I say it's like no, but it was just the level of happiness that I was at that I've never achieved. It was like it was so many things that stood out. It was like one for the first thing is like you love my kids and my kids loved you, and then I was just happy. Like it's hard to express like when you like somebody that makes you like that happy to where as though it's like that's all you want, that's all you need. And it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like it got to a point where I realized like I didn't want you, I needed you. Like you played like a big part in like and I see how my life was changing and how happy I was, and for the first time like being with somebody I felt like the love was genuine. It was like you loved me just as much as I loved you.
Mm-hmm.
You put out just as much as I put out. Because in previous relationships, it's like I was always the one doing, caring about the feelings, and I'm putting out, giving all of me. But it was like nobody was giving me, like, I didn't know how to love people.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to receive love from people because I never felt like I was loved.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got to the point where it's like, yo, I felt like you love me. And it's like I could be myself around you. Like 100%, what you see is what you got. Like I didn't have to like dial back. I couldn't act a certain way. Couldn't say certain things. Couldn't do. I wasn't walking on eggshells around you. Like if I do this and say this, how she gonna respond, or whether did she like this or not. It was just like everything fit. Like I said in my vows, like we fit like a glove, like that perfect glove that only fits your hand right.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it was. It was like everything lined up. And when you came a part of my life, it was just like everything still flowed the same. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't no big drastic changes, anything that I had to do. No, it was just like you just came along beside me and we just kept moving forward. So I was like, oh, I can't lose this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why lose this? Like, why take this chance of looking for this somewhere else that I might not find this nowhere else?
Yeah.
Like, our vibe was too strong. Like, to ride that wave we was on, it was just like I never had that before. I never
Mm-hmm.
felt that before. So I was like, yo, I gotta stay here. I can't leave this. Like, what for? Like, who knows if I was able to find this again? So it was like it was just realizing that like my kid's happy, I'm happy. Like the person I'm with is happy. It's like despite the little stuff that was going on that was out of our control, but it was just like, yo, this is what happiness feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yo. And plus, you made me work. You really made me work. Like, you made me date you. I had to plan dates. It was like, I'd be damned if I put all this work in and somebody else reap this benefit right here. This is, look, you can take it how you want it. Like, I'm not laying the groundwork for somebody else to reap that harvest.
Yeah.
Like, putting in time. And then it's like, and plus I realized, like, you made me realize this the other day. Like, yo, like, like, you set a standard so high. So it's like, yo, if nobody else can live up to this standard, then it's not even worth the time.
Yeah. So, proposing, like, how did you, like, what was going through your mind when it was like time to propose?
Propose?
Like,
It wasn't. It
even
was
preparing for the proposal, like the whole
preparing.
process, preparing and actually doing it. Like, what
All
was
right,
going through-
preparing for the proposal was like, all right, I gotta start back. Like, once I realized it was like, yo, you was the one.
Mhm.
It was like, yo, I was talking to my best friend, talking to Dante, like, yo, just run it down. He's like, yo, she might be that one. Like, he even said, like, yo, I never seen you this happy. Like, yo, this is the happiest I ever seen you. Like, my dude, you actually smiling. Like, you don't got that miserable look like you forcing nothing. Like, you just genuinely happy. This is the most he's ever seen me smile. So I was like, I was telling him about it, and he was like, yo, might have to get that ring. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. So I was like, but I didn't want no ordinary ring.
Mhm.
I didn't want, one, you got little hands, so I didn't want this big ass ring that like you can't control, like you're weighing your hand down, it's rolling all over the place because you got little fingers. But then I wanted something that really symbolized us. And I seen the ring that I got, I was like, it was like the heart. Then it was like the two hearts. And then we always said that we was two hearts becoming one. So I was like, yo, there's like two hearts that was sitting right on top of each other. And like, only thing I was missing, like, it didn't have the infinity sign behind it. Like, that would have been thorough. But I was like, that's the closest I came to it. And then when I saw it, I was like, yo, that's it. I was like, I want that right there. And the lady was like, she was like, you sure? She's like, oh, that is a nice ring. She's like, I never really looked at it. I just seen it but never looked at it. And I explained it to her why. She was like, oh, yeah, you got to get this ring. So I got the ring.
Oh, you gotta show your tattoo.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
you got the tattoo right here.
right here.
Is the two hearts,
And that's
infinity
his
sign. All right, so I got the ring. I had the ring for months because it's like, once I was like, all right, I gotta do the ring, and it was like, well, when I'm gonna ask her? So then I remember he was like, I don't want no big spectacle in front of everybody. I just want something like real intimate. So I was like, all right.
Not to interrupt you, but I said that because that's not you. Like, not that that was what I really wanted either, but it was just like, I know, like, that's not you to be doing something like 50 million people, like, in the middle of a crowd or some stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I'm not, I don't
who-
like attention. I don't like
that's
attention
not
to
your
be on me.
personality. Like, to want something like that. And one, that's not me. Like, I like to be the center of attention, but I don't need to be, like, in the middle of the crowd. Like,
Yeah.
I like the individual.
You like attention, but
Which
you don't
one?
like all eyes on you.
Yeah.
Just like I don't like all eyes on me. I'd rather play the background and be my own than then be in front of everybody. That was nothing me. But I got the ring. When I say I had the ring for months, like, I almost had the ring for like, I think I had it good like 6-7 months before I asked you. So it's like, I already knew. And then I had the ring, but then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this right. So I was like, I had to ask your dad. So I had the ring, like, it was sitting in my car for like a couple months. And I was like, I gotta take it out my car for somebody breaking my car or something happened to my car. I was like, this is too much money to be losing. So I was like, I'm gonna grab the ring. I was like, your dad came. I was like, I had to build up the courage to ask him because how you viewed your dad, I knew it was important to have his blessing. So I was like, all right. I was like, I got this. I'm going to do this. So I went to your dad. I was like, Mr. Rich. He was like, yeah. I was like, just talking to him like, yeah, me and Alicia, like, we really getting serious. Like, I got this. I was like, I want your blessing. I don't remember what I said, but pretty much I was like going on the spill because I was trying to build up to Ashley because like I ain't want him to be like, nigga, no,
No.
like, but like your dad, like he always was fine to me as a character, so he was just like, when I showed him the ring, I was like, plus I wanted him to show, I wanted to have the ring at that time I asked, so he knew I was serious. I didn't want to bring it up and he'd be like, all right, then be like, damn nigga, that was like 2 years ago you asked, and then you gonna pop the question. So I was like, no, I got the ring, I'm serious. And he was like, oh yeah, my man good. He shook my hand, he was like, yo, yeah, do that. Take her off my hands, like you can have her.
Yo, like, my dad been just told me like
Yo, he threw you away like, huh?
he threw me away
But-
at the wedding. He threw me away at the blessing. Everything. He
Yeah.
just.
But it was just like,
Dad,
once I got that
I know
blessing.
you ain't gonna watch this, but cause you don't do computers and probably don't know what YouTube is. But I just want to say I feel slightly some type of way about the fact you just keep trying to throw me away.
No, she don't. She like it. But it was like, he approved of it. So I was like, bet, I got it. Put the ring up. Then, like, one day your brother came past. And it's like, I only show a few people the ring. I only show your dad, your brother, Dante, and my homie Ty. So, Dante showed, like, your brother came past, showed him the ring. He was like, oh yeah, shook my hand. He was like, I'm glad this like she found somebody like you. Like, he gave me his approval. So I was like, cool, got the blessing. So showed my best friend, like showed him the ring. We had our talk. He was good about it. Then I went to work. No, I showed 4 weeks. Then I went to work. I showed one of my close friends, Taisha, like Todd showed her. She got all gay on me. Oh my God, all that stuff. I was cracking out like, Ty, yo, you being real gay right now. Stop. So show her. She approved of it, and I showed my homie Diana. Like, me and her, that's like my big sister. So we talked about everything. So where I showed her, she started crying and everything. I'm like, why you crying? She's like, cause you deserve to be happy and this and that. So it was like, once I got certain people's approval, it was like, yo, like they know everything I've been through the struggle. Like, I called my mom, I called my sister, told my cousin Keita, like everybody that really meant something to me, like approved it, like the people I told. Then it was just like asking you. That part, it was more so I didn't know what to say. So it was just like, man, I don't want to be too cliche about it. Then I was like, man, I'm going to just be me in how I do it. I'm not going to get down on one knee. I'm not going to be like a Prince Charming, like My Fair Lady, like none of that stuff. So, like, a couple of our special moments, our quiet time, getting to know each other was always down Kelly Drive at the gazebo down there. So I was like, all right. It was like one date night. We went out to eat, and I was like, yo, you want to take this walk down Kelly Drive? He was like, yeah, we're going down Kelly Drive. We parked
We
down.
went to the movies first, remember? And saw Equalizer 2.
Yeah, and then we got something to eat.
Oh yeah, Wendy's. Got some Wendy's.
Look, I ain't say what we had to eat. I just said we went after we got something to eat. I was like, I'd rather do it now. So we went down there. We went for a walk, and it was at night. So I was like, all right, like I'm gonna ask her. So we walked all the way up to the gazebo, but it was like so many people around. I was like, I don't want this gay response like, oh my God, look at this. So I was like, you know what? No, I want it more quiet because I want you to actually hear what I'm saying. And so I was like, we walked down some more to this, like, right in front of the water. There's one part, like, just right in front of the water next to the, I don't even know what that is. Where they be having, like, them events, like the dining halls, or, like, the catering spots. Like, where they be having, like...
It's called Waterworks, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So we was down there, so we was, like, right in front of the water. So we was just talking. I was like, I just asked her, I was like, you love me? She was like, yeah. I said, how much? She said, a whole lot. I was just like, so do you really think you could see yourself spending the rest of your life with me? He was like, of course. I was like, no, I'm serious. He was like, yeah. I was like, how do you know? And then as you was answering the question, I'm pulling the ring out of my pocket. So I was like, I got the ring like this. I'm like, so you going? I said, will you marry me? He was like, yeah, I'll marry you, this and this and that. So I'm like, I'm pulling the ring at your face. You turn around like, oh my God. You started crying. Then you gonna run away. I'm like, well, where are you going? Is that a yes? Do you really want to? So then he came back, oh yes, yes, yes. So it was like I was super nervous. So it was like I didn't know what to say. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna just be me, like, so I'm not nervous. But it's like I never been nervous talking to you. So it's like, why be nervous now?
Yeah.
So swallowed all that and asked you, and you said yes. So I was like, all right. That's one less thing I got to worry about. That the biggest thing is out of the way. She said yes. So it's just to move forward from here.
So, like, since this is your second marriage, did you feel like, as you were like figuring stuff out, like, was it hard for you to be like, did you have to ask yourself like, yo, am I really going to do this again, or like?
Yes. I asked myself that. And it was like, at first, I ain't gonna fraud y'all. Like, I'm a honest person. I'm 100%. Like, I had plans on just being a side nigga for the rest of my life, yo. I did not want to get married. I was like, I'm not getting married again. I'm not going through this again. I'm gonna just be a side nigga for the rest of my life. So, look, if you just want to talk to me, you want to hang out, cool. I'm all for you. I'm your dude. If you just want to have relations, I'm your dude. Don't expect nothing more than that. That was my motto. And it was like a couple people like they kept telling me like, yo, you gotta chill. And like my homie Ty, like that's like my sister. Like we're so close. That's my ace. And then she was just like calling me like, yo, you gotta stop being a little hoe. Like you just get me sleeping around with all these girls. I was like, yo, I don't want that. Then me and her talking, I was like, and then she made me realize, and I realized at the same time as I was talking to her, I can't let my future suffer from my past. So I can't deny somebody something that's gonna make them happy or take it to the next level because of something that didn't work out in my past. Mm-hmm. I had to realize like, yo, two different people, two different situations, two different circumstances, and it was like this way was different from the first time I got married. Like I had to buckle down to be honest with myself. Yes, I didn't never want to admit this at first, but I got married because I had my son. And it was like, I didn't want my child to grow up how I grew up without my dad. And it was like, I promised myself that I will always be in my kid's life no matter what. I will always be there. So, and I wanted my children to grow up with a family, with their mom and their dad there. So it was like, for me to do that, I felt that I had to marry her. Was I ready to get married? No. Was I ready to have a child at the time? No. I was still young, but I was like, I had to man up and do this. And I thought that was the right way, so I married her. So it was like, it was just what it was. Like, was I happy? No. I really wasn't happy. Did I love her? I had love for her, but I wasn't in love with her. It was that love that grew over time because you were there. And, like, we were together, so it was like, it built up, but, like, was I in love with her? No. So, it was never, it was like, it was good, but then it was, like, most of the time it was bad. So, I was just like, yo, like, that didn't work out. It ended the way it ended, so I was like, yo, I'm not doing that again. And then it was like, the way you came along, it kind of changed that perspective because it was just like I was cool just talking to people and just like really never committing to nobody because I didn't have to put all that energy into one person again. And it was like I don't want to have to put all this energy into one person again and it doesn't work out. It felt like, I'm not saying it was a waste of time, but it's like that's time you can't get back.
Yeah. For sure.
And it's like, I want, like, and it's like, and I told myself, like, if it do happen again, then this got to be it. Like, I can't go through all that, then go through the divorce again, because, like, the divorce kind of it didn't affect me, but it did affect me.
Mm-hmm.
But because it had me thinking, like, I was a failure. Like, I felt my family, I felt my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, then I was down on myself.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I don't ever want to feel that way again.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I got through that depression time. I got through that. So I was like, all right, bet. You came along, and it was just like, it worked so good because, like, when we met, it really wasn't my intention to talk to you like that on that type of time. It was just like, okay, we're going to be cool.
We're going to see each other.
We're going to see each other again. Like, we got a mutual friend. We're trying to plan events. We're going to be hanging out. So we might, like, you wasn't a bad person. So we just connected. We just talking. And then, like, once we started talking, it just built from there.
Mm-hmm.
It was a whole different vibe. And it was just like, damn, I could be myself around this person. Like, she's so easy to talk to. And it was like we built a real friendship first.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like we was talking and then you got pregnant, or it wasn't like anything ever forced. Everything just went. It just flowed.
Mm-hmm.
It was like we was on a vibe and it just went. We just rode that wave and we just took it where it took us. It wasn't like, oh, I gotta get her.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have no motive to get you.
Yeah.
And, like, everything just came together and it just built. And, like, we had a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, yeah, so I was like, I can't walk away from this. So that's why I was like, something like this, I was like, that's made me think like, yo, I can do this again.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't be that same outcome because the situation is different, the person is different, the vibe is different, the connection is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have a genuine connection. We're not connected because of something.
And we just connected to each other.
Yeah. There's no middle thing there just holding us there.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the middle holding us together. Like, well, we're here because of this one thing.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're here because we want to be here.
I want you and you want me.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so beautiful.
There you go with that goofy stuff.
It really is. It really is. I've heard these things before, but every time we discuss it, it touched me in my heart.
If you start crying, I will walk away right now. You know?
Why would you walk away?
I'm just playing. I ain't gonna walk away.
He really would walk away.
Nah, I would laugh. I wouldn't walk away, but I would surely laugh. Like, why are you crying?
That just made me forget my next question. Oh.
Good, it take me off the spot. It's like, no.
So, I asked you, so now, like, so the first time you got married you just got married just as a piece. This time you had a whole, like, wedding ceremony. Like, a lot of people, after they have, like, a wedding and they spend all that money, they be like, I should have just did something. Got married just a piece and went on a honeymoon, used all that money for a honeymoon. Like, do you think, like, that was a better situation, like, a better choice? Like, which one do you think is a better? Like, if an engaged couple came up to you and asked, like, because you did it both ways, what would you tell them? Like,
I would tell them, like, I would tell them, don't get caught up in the financial aspect of it and stay within your means.
mm-hmm.
Don't try to do one, you gotta realize, yes, this is one day and it's a special day, but don't get too caught up in it because you don't want to make that a miserable day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, what we did was just right for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell them, like, yes, I did the Justice of the Peace thing, and yes, I had a wedding. But would I had a wedding again? Yes, I would. Because it's nothing, that the experience, like, if I could do it all over again, I would.
Yeah.
Because that was, like, one of the best days of my life. And to experience it, it was just like, man, I could do this over again. And to have others come up to me was like, yo, like this is like one of the best weddings I've been to. Like that's like because it was like a genuine love thing. It wasn't out of the ordinary. It wasn't too much over the top. It was an intimate wedding. It was like we had our closest friends and family there. Um, Granted, like we couldn't invite everybody, but like for our budget, we had to be like, all right, we got to stick to this many people. Certain people ain't gonna be there. We apologize if y'all wanted to be there and y'all couldn't, but financially, it just wasn't able. And then like I don't want to sound like a asshole or a dickhead, but I really not to say that people didn't care or didn't love us, but I wanted people there that genuinely wanted to be there, not there to say, "Oh, I was at y'all wedding." Like,
Or I
no,
went
I
to
wanted
a
somebody
wedding.
that was like rooting for us the whole time, that seen like the buildup of us, that can tell us something about us, not just somebody. Not all right. We not taking away like the aunts and uncles that's supposed to be there, like they the matriarchs of the family, so like they just invited, like hands down. You're not gonna tell your grandma, I'm like, I'm not inviting you, like. But it was just like certain family members and certain friends. It was like, yo, I need you here. Like I don't just need you here just to have a bunch of people here just to be like just to make it look like something it wasn't. Like I wanted you to feel the love there.
Yeah.
So, and then like that's why like I would say, like if even if it's something small, like have a small wedding because the justice of the peace is just to say I do, just to have a piece of paper to say I did this. And it's like you in front of people that you're around a whole bunch of people. Yeah, you got a couple witnesses in there just to say
They saw it.
they saw it or just say I do, but it's just like it doesn't it's no feeling there. It's just like you're there just I did it and just walk out.
Yeah.
Like it's not an experience.
Yeah.
And I think your wedding should be an experience. I'm not saying it has to be some high fashion or high expensive experience. It could be a small like backyard experience with your close loved ones. But
15
it's
people.
more intimate than at a justice of the peace standing in front of somebody for 10 seconds saying I do and walking out of a courtroom.
Yeah.
So like, or not even a courtroom, the judge's chambers or something. Like you be in the back in the judge's chambers, and the bailiff right there, and your mom or whoever is standing. Like you get like, I think each of y'all probably get 3 people there, 3 or 4 people. So it's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's like if they're there, they not. And it's like you gotta go on the day they want you to go.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you scared? Like, all right, well, we got this date and that date. You can pick between these 2 dates. All right, we picked this one. All right, you got this time. If you're not there at that time, you miss your time. You just miss it. Like then
You gotta come back.
you gotta file. You gotta pay for another day.
Dang.
So I would just say, like, stay within y'all budget and just something that just expresses y'all love for each other, and just handle it that way.
Now, cause the wedding day is so much of the female, the bride's day. Like, did you feel like it was your day too?
Everybody else made me feel like it was my day
Okay.
because I knew it was your day. All I had to do was show up, but it was just like I was excited. I was anxious for it to happen. I couldn't wait for that moment. It was like you graduating, walking across that stage, like you did it. You accomplished something. So it was just like another accomplishment. Like, yo, I'm having a wedding. I'm marrying somebody that loves me and I love them. Not if not equally more. Like,
Yeah.
so it was just like then everybody around me was like making me feel like it was your day. And it's weird because I 100% don't like attention on me. So it's just like to get that kind of attention, it kind of felt weird. Then like getting dressed and like, cause the way our room was, we had like a balcony. So like I would be standing on the balcony and everybody, oh, oh, y'all getting married? Who getting married? I see they saying for a wedding, y'all. Which one of y'all? Like, oh, congratulations. And, like, they just made it feel even more special.
What would you have to say if you had to pick one part of the day? What was your favorite part?
That's hard because it was so many favorite parts.
Like, if you had to, say if you ranked them, what would be your number one?
The number one is watching you coming down the aisle. Just seeing, like, even though you wouldn't look at me, but just seeing, like, the smile on your face and, like, the glow you had. It was just, like, just seeing you walk down the aisle is my favorite. The reception will be number two because it was just like fun, a party for everybody. Mm-hmm. Like, from young to old, everybody was out there just enjoying themselves, having fun. It was respectable, wasn't too loud, wasn't too ratchet. It was just us. Yeah. Everything about that day symbolized us. Yeah. So, and then after that, it would be like the getting ready, like the getting dressed part. Because, like, when I say, like, my best friend, my best man, like, was, like, he was the man that day. He made sure everything ran on my end with getting stuff together, hand-making stuff to make it look right, making sure everybody had like, what the lapel flowers was on, mm-hmm. making sure everything smooth. Like, yo, let's go eat. Like, mm-hmm. make sure I ate, make sure everything was good, make sure we was on time. Like, I was on it too, but he just was like my right hand and make sure everything ran smooth that day. And not the fact that we was hennied up the whole since we woke up. We was just like shots every. We had the photographer coming in wanting to take shots. Like, everybody that came in our room just came like, oh, this is the liquor room. Let me get a shot. Like,
did you have Kia take a shot?
She wouldn't take one. She was about. We told her. I think she did. Did she take one? No, her assistant took one. Oh. I think she took one, but she was like, "You going to take a shot?" Because that's when I had the Apple Crown Royal. Oh, yeah, I had it from my mom. I was like, "You can take a shot." Like, she was like, gotta make sure stop running. You need to stop drinking. You need to make sure you. She started yelling at me. So I was like, "All right, let me stop, slow down." But it was just fun. Like, the whole day was just amazingly fun.
I'm still laughing because I could definitely see Kia yelling at you. She definitely was all the way in, like, mom mode.
She was the drill sergeant, made sure everything. Like, damn, like, she made me feel like she was like my big sister mom yelling at me. Like, I'm like, all right. She snapping, yelling at Dante. Like, it was just funny. Like, then we would just purposely mess with her, ask her questions, until she got that look, her eyes get all wide, like. She had that look like she's about to motherfucker, like she's about to backhand you. So we like, all right, you gotta chill. So every time she came to the room, we will mess with her just a little bit, just to give her a little, then be like, oh, we just playing. So, but it was just fun.
Y'all held that on it. I'm just playing a little bit too long.
Yeah, she had that. You could tell she had kids because she had that look where your eyes get real wide, but your mouth be like, your lips be puckered at, and you biting your teeth together like, I will whip, like she ready to snatch you. And then she had this one eyebrow that just went up higher than the other one. Like, I was like, yeah, I know that look. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna let her slap the shit out of Dante and Orange. I'm cool. Like, I'm gonna go over here in the bathroom. But it was fun.
I'm sorry, Kia. I'm sorry.
It's all love, though. But she started it, though. Like, we was going back and forth the whole time. But she was just one of them down to earth. She did her job. She like, I would recommend her to anybody. She made sure everything ran smooth that day.
I feel like I have one more question in me. Marriage. Then,
marriage.
First year marriage is down. Well, almost down in your hit. So how do you feel we have done in our first year?
I believe, like, I can say we did good, but I can tell you that, not to, like, try to big us up, but a lot of stuff that we went through this year, I think it would have been a lot of people, like, marriages wouldn't survive. Because it's like, leading up to the wedding, like, we've been hit from emotional stuff, financial situations, stuff dealing, co-parenting
stuff.
situations, legal situations, custody battles, child support. It was just like, yo,
Then
we've
the
been
pandemic.
pandemic, but we went through a lot, and it was just like it just made us stronger, and it just put us. This pandemic really made us closer together because, like, yo,
we ain't had to hustle. We wasn't bouncing from soccer game to dance to gymnastics to school. Like, we really like hustle. Like, we really got to be having like this crazy ass schedule. So it's like the pandemic. Like, we really got to stop and just like
relax and enjoy each other. Now, I can't speak for the kids. The kids ready to kill each other a couple of days. They can't spend around each other. So they need that break from each other.
Especially during line.
But like with us, it just pulled us closer together, and it just like showed that we really in this together. And it was just like I kept seeing like, oh, this pandemic going into a lot of relationships. But when you live relationships strong, y'all got a strong foundation, and y'all enjoy being around each other, enjoy like the love, like y'all got genuine love for each other, then it wasn't going to affect it. Because even if we ain't do nothing, like, we still having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I could say, like, this first year of marriage, like, I tell her this every day, like, yo, every day we laugh at each other. We have fun every day. We enjoy it. It's not one day that go by that we don't laugh, that we're not having fun, that we're not enjoying it. Like, we make the best of every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we had our ups and downs, but I can say this first year of marriage has been good. And then it only can go up from here because we've been through the bad shit already.
Yeah.
We've been through the ups and downs. It's been a little roller coaster, been a bit more ups than it's been downs. But we riding this wave. Like, we've been through a lot already this first year. So what can get worse? Like, we could, like, it shows us that we can get through anything. We could talk through, work through, fight through. We can get through anything.
I would answer the question and say we definitely done great. But, like, just to piggyback off of you, like, I realized, like, especially with this pandemic and just listening to you just talk right now, that everything we face is, like, external. Like, the things that happen or disagreements that happen between me and you, like, we never argued about it or got out of character. We sit there and we talked about it and let it go, and then we just kind of, it was never an issue. But, like, the stuff that was always issues was all the external stuff. And you don't realize, like, how much, or people don't realize how much the external stuff, like, can affect your relationship.
Yeah.
And, like, depending on how you handling it and how the other person handling it, and that's, yeah. But we move through these external things and it just be what it be. Like, we just face it, and because it has been one thing after another from months from planning a wedding up until now. Well, actually, recently, these past couple months has been chilling. Only thing we've been dealing with is the pandemic. So,
yeah. But what we did was we never let nothing shake us.
And we talked.
And we talked it out, and we communicate, and we planned out what we gonna do. If that plan worked, then it worked. If it didn't work, scratch that. We revamp and try something else.
Yeah.
But we always move forward. We never stay stagnant or, like, keep going back to something. We, like, all right, we gonna take this head on and keep moving.
Good job. Good job, husband. This is just the FYI. I don't know about this guy right here, but I like taping outside. So if you see us slapping ourselves or each other,
got
most
me
of
all
the time,
these bugs. I'm getting bit. I'm sitting there
bugs,
fighting mosquitoes flying in my nose.
Flies,
I'm trying to talk.
Birds. You trying to make sure the squirrels don't come and try to get near us. Lord. But even though it's a fucking heat wave, it's hot as shit outside. At least it's early, so. But I hope you enjoyed our video. Like, share, subscribe.
Love y'all.